I'm nervous. It has begun. Tom Ford sold, and here come all the changes. Good morning. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, where Tuesdays I dedicate to Tom Ford beauty. We're starting off this morning with some coffee. I need it a lot. So today, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Traceless Soft Matte Foundation and the Traceless Stick Foundation. I'm going to demo these for you, give you a quick refresh on them. And we need to talk about it because I know you saw and you see it's been a couple of weeks now that these have been on sale. So you know what that means. I'll share what I know so far. We'll talk about it and all the things. So let's caffeinate and begin. It's Tom Ford Tuesday. I know last Tom Ford Tuesday we dabbled in and I shared another one of my favorite brands with you, but today it's going to be a full face of Tom Ford. Everything we talk about today, I'm going to list and link down below in the description box. One more sip because it's hitting really good and it's nice and early, so I need it. For a product to go from $90 to $45, some things start, thinking in the brain, and you can't help but ask around, go to counters, talk to friends, and get some feedback. And this is what I've heard, and this is what I've gathered, and this is what I know so far. It could all be completely false. Take it with a grain of salt, but this is just what the whisper is about town, about the foundations. Our Traceless Soft Matte Foundation is going to be repackaged. That's what I've heard, based on sales associates. And a friend of mine, she told me that. Her sales associate told her that too, so it must be a thing. It's going to get repackaged. I mean, this has been like the Tom Ford package for a while. The twist up, so it's going to be interesting. Maybe they will give us glass because this is plastic. And I really hope that they don't mess with this formula, because for a matte, this is not giving your traditional dull, flat matte. This is like a beautiful, natural, enhanced skin matte. It's just a foundation that your skin looks good and it wears so beautifully. And then the Traceless Foundation Stick. Again, this is not confirmed. This is just based on word of mouth with essays at the Tom Ford counters and a friend. Okay? This is just what I've heard. Do not. But word on the street is the Traceless Foundation Stick is going to be discontinued. I only got into this foundation because of you guys and this series. And this happened, and it turned into one of my favorite products ever. I use this all the time. Oh my goodness. Across the board with Tom Ford, I usually wear the shade 7.7, which I believe is Honey. How do we feel about this? I mean, I could be completely wrong and they're not discontinuing anything. They're just repackaging, rebranding, Tom Ford sold, and they're just, changing some things up. I just hope that these are not going to be completely reformulated, because I feel like, why mess up a good thing? Oh my goodness. But we'll see. Time will tell what really happens. If it's just reformulation, repackaging, discontinuing, they're going to do something completely different and new. We'll have to wait and see, but share your thoughts with me. Comment them down below. Let's talk about it. If you have any insight, let's talk about it. The Traceless Soft Matte Foundation, it's a long-wearing foundation infused with hyaluronic acid and light diffusing microspheres for a blurring effect and a skin-like matte finish. And this has a total of 40 shades. So, I mean, what more could you ask for in a soft matte foundation? Long-wearing, good coverage, beautiful finish. something you want to reach for. And this, I feel like this came out only a couple of years ago. Now, here's the thing about the stick foundation that I feel most of us love about it most. This is something that you can apply and it'll give you sheer, medium, and up to full coverage. It builds, it layers, it wears. It's not one of those stick foundations that feel heavy. I can't tell you how many stick foundations I have tried that felt heavy and waxy and just greasy on the skin. And that's why in the first place I never tried this until you guys insisted, and me doing this series gave me a reason to go for it. But this foundation is said to create a flawless and smooth finish and all day wear. You can also use this as a concealer. There have been plenty of times where I just take my finger and the warmth of the finger, then just tap it on the under eye, really melds and blends it in beautifully. And that goes to show how beautiful this formula really is and how comfortable and easy it is to wear. That you can also use it as concealer. So I'm sad. Like, what's happening? Ah! So let's do one side Traceless Soft Matte Foundation and one side Traceless Stick Foundation. I feel like every Tom Ford Tuesday I use either one of these. So I know that this is no surprise to you that I love these foundations. But again, it'll be really interesting to see what really happens with them because something's gonna happen. I'm gonna refresh my skin with my Hyaluronic Energizing Mist. You know, another product that I've seen just pretty much disappear without a word, no one said anything, just boom, it's gone. I went to the counter. I was just like, hey, where's the illuminating primer? I want to buy another one. I'm getting low. Oh, that's excuse me, what? Really? So whatever I have left here, I use so sparingly. I have my skincare applied, my Augustina spotter, the Rich Cream. Oh, where's the front of it? There it is. The Rich Cream, I have that applied. I just refreshed with the Energizing Mist, so that's what we're going to go in with as primer for today. So for this side, we'll use the liquid. I'm going to just apply it with the brush. I want to show you the different ways that you can apply this and use it. This is my Tom Ford number 2. I like to just stipple on your face. It applies really nicely like that. Does this look like a dull, blah, matte foundation? No, I just love the finish of this. It's not overly shiny or anything, but it's not just like a flat, you know, your skin just is there. It looks really, really beautiful. So that was just one light layer. I'm going to go back into whatever's left here on my palette, but it's really a coaster. And I'm going to build it up so you can see how beautiful and easy this builds up. And your skin still looks like skin. This is one of those foundations that even as you build it up and build it up and build it up, your skin, it's never going to look heavy and cakey. I don't know how, but it's just one of those type of products. And the brush always gives a little bit more coverage, you know? Versus if you use the sponge or even your hands. I'm not really a full coverage foundation type. But on the occasion, it's nice to know that I have that option if I want a day where I just want to be flawless. Like, I don't want you to even see my skin. I just want everything to be gone. Like this. I'm intentionally like building it up so you can really see how it looks. Now you see this is good. Now you can see this is a good amount of coverage because right here you can see like the line you can see on my under eye. But look at my skin. Because no, I would not be honest that I wear my foundation like this. I'm going in with my sponge to just smooth it all out. Because this is realistically how I would use the product. So for this portion of my face, I built it up to what I want to say is a nice medium full. And then I just kind of, you know, share it out just a tad with the sponge. And that's how it looks on the skin. Really nice. Now for the forehead, what I'll do is I'll just take the sponge and show you, because I do that quite often too. And I just love how it looks on my skin. Still get nice coverage, but skin is still allowed to be skin, and we love that. Yes, we do. I know it looks weird because I don't have concealer, but you get the idea. Trust the process, okay? We're going to do a quick eye look too with Disco Dust. I'm still absolutely loving that eyeshadow. Here we are. This portion I just did with the sponge application. Down here we built it up, used the brush. You could really see how much we were able to build. And there it is. Our beloved Traceless matte foundation. Now again, check this finish out. It's a very natural finish. I don't even like calling it matte, but it does not give you intense glow or dew or satin, you know? So technically it's a matte. You know, Tom Ford came out with a color corrector this year. I have yet to try it, but just something about it that just does not speak to me. I don't know why, and I am a obvious Tom Ford girl, you know? I don't know. I think maybe at some point I will try it, but I think it was just like 3 shades. I was like, oh, this is the NARS color corrector. What is it called? Magic Hour Light Reflecting Eye Brightening something. I don't know. I'm going to link it down below. Every concealer I've ever tried with this foundation always works really well. So I've never had like an issue with that, thankfully. So for this side, I'm going to go in with my Traceless stick. I always pick up from the stick. I will stripe it on the face for you, but that's not what I typically do. I typically just apply it like this with a brush, picking up off of the stick and applying. So as I'm sure you can already see with the stick, you're getting a bit of glow, a little bit more of that true natural, healthy skin finish. You still get nice coverage, and this builds up. You can be sheer, you can build it up to a medium, and you can really take it to like a medium full. I wouldn't say like super full mask like, but a true medium full coverage. And this is another one that just wears so nicely and looks like skin all day. Look at the skin. It's skinning. It's skin. You can't tell me I'm wearing foundation. You know what I mean? That's how it makes me feel. I'll take my finger, pick up some product, and I'll show you how I apply it like a concealer. And this is what I love the most about this, is I can just do my whole thing, my whole shebang, everything with this, you know? Now, for those of us who like to apply our makeup like this, I'll show you how it applies when you directly like stripe it on the skin. And I'll also blend it with my sponge so you can see. It's creamy, but it's not super stiff to where it won't, you know, melt and blend into the skin. It's a very good consistency overall. And look how easy that blended. Like, it's super close. Can't hide anything up here. Don't mind the crazy brow hairs. But look at the forehead. A little bit more radiance on the stick foundation side versus the matte liquid. You can now really see the difference between the two on the finish. I just love that the skin still looks like skin even with this amount of coverage. So here's the finish on the stick side. And here's the finish on the Traceless Soft Matte Liquid Foundation side. And I'll just lightly set the rest of my face. This is a very thin powder. It's from Bobbie Brown. It's the Vitamin Enriched Pressed Powder. It's in the shade Peach. Let's do a quick eye look with Disco Dust and then we'll finish the face. Just finish up the rest of my face makeup. Here's our finished look. I feel I want to remain optimistic in regards to what's next for our beloveds. And I know they're just foundation. In a world filled with so much, this is microscopic, but this is our little corner on the internet where we get to enjoy the little things. And I just want to remain optimistic in regards to what's next with our beloveds. But here's our finished look. One side is Traceless Soft Matte Foundation Liquid. One side is the Traceless Stick Foundation. All the products that I use on top of them apply beautifully. Everything works together nicely. And this is how I'm going to remain looking for the rest of the day. Yes, I will get a little bit shiny in like the nose area. That's usually where I get the most shiny, and then a little bit on the forehead. But comfortable, wears beautifully, doesn't look heavy. I really enjoy these foundations. So here's a super close-up of the skin. So with everything else applied over top, blush, bronzer, highlight, this is what the stick foundation currently looks like. And then here's everything applied on top of the liquid foundation, and this is what it looks like. Then the beloved forehead. I do have a bit of dryness in this area. I've got my little fine lines, but they're looking pretty smooth today. Thank you very much. But yeah, overall, here is what the complexion looks like with both foundations. Thank you for letting me share my thoughts on this with you. I definitely want to hear what you think, so comment down below. Let's talk about it. I'm always curious to hear how you guys, your feedback on things and, what you think about it. And it's okay too if you don't give a shit. That's all right too. It's very much okay. It's not that big a deal, and I know that. But, like I said, this is our little space where we can kind of talk about it. Change is good, change is not always a bad thing. So let's see what happens next for our beloveds from Tom Ford. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications. We've got the Best of Beauty Week coming up very, very soon, where each day for an entire week I share specific categories dedicated to the best of in luxury beauty, of course. As always, thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Don't forget to give today's video a thumbs up. Stay beautiful, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.